I'm Rachel Disbury.
And I'm Rebecca Balanson. We're here for the Phoenix.
We're here with Zach Berkman, who is a music producer and a singer-songwriter. Hey.
Hi, guys.
So can you tell us how you got into music?
Well, I guess I've always been, singing, playing music and stuff like that, but I didn't start doing it seriously until I moved to Chicago. I grew up in Peoria, Illinois, which is kind of in the middle of the state, and I went for my last 2 years of high school in Chicago, and I had a lot of extra time to do music because I was doing fewer extracurricular things, and I started playing at open mics and writing tunes, and then really got into it enough that that's what I went and studied in college. It takes something special to be able to engage an audience just with yourself and one instrument. I think it can become very boring for somebody to sit there alone for an hour unless you are really willing to engage the audience, and that's something that I was really able to learn there.
So we've heard that you have a solo album coming out soon, and we were wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I put out a full length 2 years ago, and I put out an EP in between, and then I put out a bunch of singles as well, and I just had a lot of songs sitting around, and I needed to make a new record. So now I'm just working through that. Actually, right now, I've taken a break from that. I just did Ron Pope's record, and right now I'm sitting in my house in my family's summer home in Cape Cod, where we are making the next record with our band, The District, that we all played in college. So that's what I'm doing this week, and then as soon as that's done, I can really get full steam ahead on my own record.
Can you tell us a little bit more about The District and what it's all about?
So when I got to college, I met a couple of guys, Paul Hammer and Chris Keenel and Will Frisch and Mike Clifford and Ron Pope, and we all ended up, over the course of time, being in this band, The District, and we all had fun, and it was a great band to be in, but everybody kind of had their own project to work on. So we all had kind of taken a break from the District project. We haven't played a show together in a long time, and even though a bunch of us work together still on our music, we didn't have the opportunity to sort of make the kind of records we always wanted to make, where everybody plays a lot of different instruments, everybody sings, everybody takes turns at a lot of stuff. And now we're all good enough at music to kind of do that. And we had an opportunity to go up and make this record in a house, which is kind of what I've been trained to do, and that's the kind of audio engineering that I studied and worked in for a couple of years. And so now we get to hang out and make exactly the record we want to make without sort of any boundaries, because it's just for us.
So you said a little bit about this, but you're also a music producer, right? So who are some of the people you've worked with for that?
Well, as a producer, I produce my own records, and then I produce the Ron Pope records. I do the engineering and the mixing and stuff like that. Yeah, it just went in and out. So I do the mixing and engineering on that. And then I worked for a live recording company for a couple of years during college and out of college. And in recording for that, I worked with Wynton Marsalis and U2 and Maroon 5 and Buddy Guy and Bryan Adams and Duran Duran and Trace Adkins and all these people that kind of came through because it was owned by XM Satellite Radio. So anybody who was performing on XM Satellite Radio we recorded. And also this was the company that did the Grammys for the last couple of years. And we did a lot of live recording. So I went down to the Bonnaroo Music Festival and recorded at Bonnaroo. I went to Austin City Limits and recorded one of the stages at Austin City Limits. So that was pretty cool. And kind of got to see a lot of acts. And since I was based at Jazz at Lincoln Center in New York, there were also a ton of club jazz acts that came through that place that we were recording on a weekly basis. I mean, so many that there were, too many to count, and they all just went straight onto XM Satellite Radio's Jazz at Lincoln Center channel.
So you were a contestant on the MTV show called Star Maker last year.
Yes.
So what was that like?
What was that like? That was a strange experience. I mean, it was really neat, and overall, it's super positive. I got to be on TV. I got to perform. Every kid who wants to make music or wants to make pop music, hopes that their music, that their abilities will take them to be part of the MTV audience, or to be part of the content that's on MTV, because, at least until recently when it became all reality shows, that's where the music was at. So it was cool. I mean, I lived in a house with other people, real world style, with a microphone pack on and cameras around me every day. We had to perform in this big sound stage with a big audience, and we got to work with a really great band, and there were all kinds of cool people that guided us along. I wouldn't say I would ever do a reality show again. I think one is my quota for life. I think you do your reality show and then you don't do any more reality shows. I don't think no Rock of Love for me.
Who have been some of your biggest musical influences?
Oh man, I mean, it's a difficult one. I mean, I suppose some of my favorite groups and people. I mean, I love Ryan Adams. Not Brian. Brian's great too, but I love Ryan Adams, and I love Death Cab for Cutie. I mean, the first record I bought was a Green Day record, and the second record I bought was a Boyz II Men record. So, I mean, I loved listening to R&B growing up and hip-hop. I'm a huge Eminem fan. I think he's, while vulgar, incredibly clever. And I think, as a wordsmith, there's no one more talented than he is. But for my own music, a lot of my friends are a huge influence. The people that I've been able to work with have really shaped the way that I make music. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. Is there anything else you have to say?
No, just stay tuned. I'm putting out lots of records in the near future. We're putting out the District record. Ron Pope's new record is coming out. My new records are going to be coming out. There's all kinds of new material that's going to get up. And I'm excited for it, and I hope everybody likes it as much as I do. This was really fun. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.